Peace to all my creators. Welcome back. Today we are actually going to be talking about the new Wu Tang show on Hulu.
Gonna make you big.
Being a lifelong Wu Tang fan, I am qualified to give this review. I am qualified to break down some of the aspects of this show. There's going to be a lot of reviews out there and a lot of people who really know nothing about this life, know nothing about this culture. We're going to try to put their 2 cents into it. And of course, you cannot please every single fan. There's going to be a lot of hardcore fanatics who probably don't agree with some of the things in the show, but guess what? You can't please everybody. That's the nature of this industry. People are just going to complain. That's just what it is. So far, I can tell you that the show is amazing. The show is dope. The show really is on point. They did a really good job on the casting. They did a really good job. As far as the whole package so far really looks, it feels like a Wu Tang production. It feels like it has RZA's fingerprints all over it. Well, of course, it's executive producer. The show focuses on the formation of the group and how they all came to be. Now, episode 1 just sets the tone.
Not the streets.
They were able to enhance and build more of the story just with the audio alone. Not just RZA's production. What I'm referring to is the actual sound design. The sound of the streets, the sound of the cars in the streets, the sound of the people yelling in the background, the sounds of the record scratching. They did an even better job with the absence of sound. There's a lot of moments in these first 3 episodes where they remove sound altogether and allow you to actually be in their shoes at the moment of whatever's happening on screen. So there's some pivotal moments where there's just either no sound or very little sound. So pay attention to those key things. Pay attention to what you're hearing, because it just adds so much realism to the show. You know, you are transported into this time zone. You know, you're back in the 90s, back where everybody was having fun, back when things were wild. People were doing things that nowadays you just can't get away with. All right, let's talk casting. Now, the casting was phenomenal. They did a good job of actually casting people that look like their counterparts. Now, a lot of times with shows, they don't really look so much alike, but I mean, at this point, I knew right from the jump who Raekwon was, which one's gonna be RZA, which one is Ghostface. Even without seeing the trailer, if I'm a fanatic of the music, I would know who's who. It's not so much the physical appearance, but just the vibe that you're getting from each of these characters. Now, one of the greatest things about Wu Tang is that even though they're a collective, each one of them are individually unique. Each one of them present their own style, their own slang, their own way of being, and the show actually does a really good job of representing that. The editing style is actually pretty unique, because not only do they use traditional narrative filmmaking techniques, but they also use animations, graphics, and pretty dope overlays that actually transport you back into the 90s in a different sense. Think about comic books, think about arcade machines. Those are the type of things that they try to incorporate. Now, camera placement and camera movement also play a big role in this, because they use a great job of keeping the camera motivated. Normally, when you see a camera move in a film or in a show, it's because they're trying to emphasize certain things. Pay attention to not only the placement of the camera, but the framing and the composition. How the characters interact with not only their environment, but with each other. Now, the show is definitely true to the culture, it's true to hip-hop. It actually, anybody who grew up in the 90s is going to love some of the things that they make reference to, like the Walkmans, the Big Zach Morris cell phone. There's actually a scene where RZA was performing on stage and he handed the DJ his tape. In the middle of his performance, the tape actually popped and the cassette player ate the tape. And that's a very frustrating feeling that only those of us who actually had to go through it know what that really feels like. So it definitely brought back some really good memories. I think all in all, the show is actually a great display of storytelling. It actually is an amazing example of what you could do for a biopic of such an iconic group or such an iconic life. Overall, the show is amazing. I think it's dope. I can't wait to see what the next couple episodes and any future seasons that they happen to make. Now, if you like that breakdown, make sure that you hit the like button, make sure you leave a comment, and of course, as always, remember to consume less and create more.